everybody, I thought I would talk a little bit about what not to do with body rolling. Sometimes, for instance, when I'm teaching a class and there's a ball here, if it's a combination of yoga and body rolling, sometimes I see people sitting like this on the ball, you know, instead of a yoga mat, sitting like that on a ball. I always use my mat to sit on, or sometimes I suggest using a foam roller, but you shouldn't really sit on the ball like this, right in the middle, like this, because you could be pressing on the tailbone. So the tailbone is the delicate bone in your body that you don't want to shift too much. Not that this would happen just doing it once, but if you were consistently sitting on the ball like in this position, right on the tailbone, you could injure your tailbone. So you don't sit on the ball like that, okay? What else is there? There's the ribs then, of course. The ribs, when we do the sideline, working on the ribs, this does feel wonderful. But I always tell people, I actually used to always tell people to wrap their hands around the ribs and put the ball here. Now when I'm teaching classes, I generally just tell people to find the armpit first and then maybe roll down about an inch or so, just to keep well away from those lower ribs. Or if you have if you've ever fractured your ribs before, or if you've had to take any kind of medication to make the bones more delicate, fragile, then don't put a whole lot of weight. But generally, whenever we're doing the sideline like this and we're pressing into the ribs, we're using our breath more than anything, rather than pushing a lot of weight down. So body rolling is really good for bone density, but you don't want to press too hard on these fragile bones. So breathing is more the key for the ribs, really breathing into the ribs and getting the pressure pushing outwards rather than sinking into those, because they're cartilage rather than bone. Okay, another part of the body that's really nice to roll out is the chest, the front of the chest from here to here, and you can do it the whole way down. For men it's a little bit easier without any breast tissue here, but you don't want to push too hard onto the xiphoid process. So if you follow the ribs around here to the front, just at the base here is this is quite fragile as well. So like I don't really roll too much into the lower ribs, but you can really do lots of good work along the front of the chest here with the ball just underneath the notch here. That's right there. So you can put the hand down on the left and slowly twist around with the left arm out. This is a really nice twist on your lower back as well, and a really nice massage along the front of the chest out to the pectoral muscles. I'm just going a little bit more quickly, but you'd want to do that really a little bit more slowly, breathing and moving across like an inch at a time for that. And that process is lovely, just frees up these big strong muscles here at the front of the chest, the pectoral muscles. So yeah, so that's all good. Avoid this process here, xiphoid process. No, so one other big thing that I see all the time with body rolling is for the lower back. So if you think about the natural curves of the spine, we naturally curve like this, and the lower back generally curves out here. So we generally dip in a little bit here in the lower back, and that's why when we do any kind of yoga or body rolling, we're trying to tuck the tailbone under and flatten that area. Now the opposite is with the upper body, the chest. It's actually really good for us to open up the chest and lie back over the ball, because we're usually hunching forward, so we're trying to do the opposite of that. And when it comes to body rolling for the lower back, we don't want to emphasize that arch forward. So sometimes I see people rolling, you know, with the roller, and I can't know if I can do it, but you know, they're lying with the roller right on the lower back like that. That you shouldn't do that on the lower back, because that's going to emphasize that curvature in your lower back. So the best thing you could do for the lower back, if you want to lie on the ball, is put the ball underneath like this, wrap your hands around, and you can do sort of various techniques, knees into the chest, and roll it down to massage out the lower back and strengthen your core muscles. That's more important, is that this sort of combination of strengthening your core. If you want to use the ball as well to massage into the lower back, this is a little bit better, sitting up and pushing back like that for the lower back. And you can work up the spine like that, and it's a really good core workout. And you'll find as you go along with this, pressing up and leaning back, you can start to lean back and do a nice back bend over the ribs and work your way down. And you'll find that by the time you get up into the neck and shoulder areas, this lower back is really flat, and that's kind of the goal, is with for a healthy back, is to flatten out the lower back. So don't lie. I can't even do it. I know it's wrong. Don't lie over the roller in the lower back area. That's a no-no. If you want to use the roller to roll out the upper back from the lower ribs to the upper ribs, like this. It feels really nice on the lower back. And then when you come to, up into the neck, the whole spine should be nice and flat. So thinking about that when it comes to the back, the lower back can often be sore because the hamstrings and the glutes are too tight. So use the roller to roll out the glutes and the hamstrings. But when it comes to actually that area to roll out the lower back, if it's in pain, you're much better doing this sort of thing here, pressing into the ball on either side. You can press into the sore bit. Just don't lie over the ball here. You can lie over the ball further up the back, because that's a good technique to do. So hopefully that made sense. Just with the lower back area particularly, don't lie over the roller on the lower back. You can lie over the roller further on up. Use the roller to free up the glutes and the hamstrings, which is good for the lower back, and strengthen up your core. Those are the main things. And then, just the fragile bones, the tailbone, the ribs, these little processes. Okay, so hopefully you've got a bit more of an idea of what to do and what not to do when it comes to body rolling. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day, and keep your rolling up. It's very good for you.